As Supreme Court Justice Louise Brandeis once wrote, the most important office, and the one which all of us can and should fill, is that of private citizen. This hearing is on the issue foundational to our republic. Who is an American citizen by birthright? Section 1 of the 14th Amendment grants citizenship to all persons who are, quote, born or naturalized in the United States and subject to the jurisdiction thereof, end quote. It is the latter clause, subject to the jurisdiction thereof, that we will examine today in significant part. Our inquiry is simple. What was the original public meaning of the jurisdiction clause? The 14th Amendment was drafted to rectify the terrible decision in the 1857 Dred Scott v. Sanford case by recognizing former slaves as rightful Americans. As we'll learn from our witnesses today, the answer is clear. The jurisdiction clause, as originally understood, grants birthright citizenship only to children whose parents have full exclusive allegiance to the United States. The constitutional text and history shows that children of illegal aliens and legal aliens who are in the United States temporarily are not citizens by birthright under the 14th Amendment. For decades, proponents of automatic birthright citizenship have claimed the 14th Amendment and the Wong Kim Ark case bestows automatic citizenship to all children born to foreign nationals, including illegal aliens. This is a blatant misunderstanding of both items, resulting in birthright citizenship serving as a driving force of illegal immigration to the United States, as many illegal aliens and temporary visa holders know they can reap the benefits of their child's citizenship. President Trump's first-day executive order on birthright citizenship restored the 14th Amendment to this original meaning. Despite what you may hear on the news, some of the most respected legal scholars agree with the constitutional interpretation outlined in President Trump's executive order. Some of these legal scholars include those here on this panel today. Our witnesses will dive into the history of the 14th Amendment in Congress and the Supreme Court, but I'll give you a brief version. The drafters of the 14th Amendment understood it not to grant citizenship to persons, quote, owing allegiance to any foreign sovereignty, end quote. And in the first cases decided after ratification, the Supreme Court held that jurisdiction in the 14th Amendment means not merely subject in some respect or degree to the jurisdiction of the United States, but completely subject to their political jurisdiction and owing them direct and immediate allegiance. Of course, illegal aliens and legal temporary United States residents do not owe complete, direct, and immediate allegiance to the United States, and therefore their children are not citizens by birthright under the 14th Amendment. Now, I'm sure we'll hear a lot from our colleagues on the other side of the aisle about Supreme Court precedent as well. So let us make one thing clear at the outset. The Supreme Court has never held that children of illegal aliens or aliens who are in the United States temporarily are entitled to birthright citizenship. President Trump's executive order is consistent with Supreme Court precedent. I'd also like to emphasize the purpose of today's hearing. We're here to discuss an important constitutional question. This is, after all, the Constitution Subcommittee, and I hope that we can keep our focus on the text and history of the 14th Amendment. But no doubt some of the policy implications will come up, and it would be a disservice not to at least mention those important issues implicated by the constitutional question. In addition to twisting the Constitution and court precedent, conferring automatic citizenship is a bad policy. It devalues the meaning of American citizenship by bestowing it to the children of lawbreakers who entered the United States without the consent of its people, almost rewarding them for trespassing into our country's soil. To add context, an estimated 124,000 to 300,000 so-called anchor babies, which are children born to illegal aliens, are born each year according to the Center for Immigration Studies. In 2023, up to 250,000 children were born to illegal aliens in 2023, which accounted for 7% of total births in the nation that year. Moreover, it further strains government programs that are already strained. For example, in terms of supplemental nutrition assistance, SNAP, which provides school meals, Americans shell out $5 billion each year in SNAP and food stamps for the U.S.-born children of illegal aliens, according to a 2023 report by the Federation for American Immigration Reform. If one looks at the amount illegal aliens and their U.S.-born children are projected to consume in federal welfare program benefits, the American taxpayer foots an even larger bill. Take, for example, in a July 2024 report, the Congressional Budget Office that answers to us concluded that the federal government is projected to spend $177 billion in welfare benefits to illegal aliens and their U.S.-born children over the next 10 years. Now, mindful that is a larger population, but it is clear that the birthright citizenship issue implicates those issues. This $177 billion includes Medicaid, SSI, Obamacare premium tax credits, food stamps, and more. Ending universal birthright citizenship and thereby ending birth tourism, a practice in which pregnant women travel to the United States to give birth and secure citizenship for their children, is good policy. Birth tourism diverts U.S. medical resources away from our own mothers and babies and allows shady and unscrupulous birth tourism agencies, quote unquote, to prey on expectant mothers. According to a 2020 study, there are between 20,000 and 26,000 foreign tourists in the U.S. giving birth on our soil annually. As far back as 2008, the CEO of the McAllen, Texas Medical Center, where about 40% of births were to illegal alien mothers, stated that, quote, mothers about to give birth walk up to the hospital, clearly having just swum across the river in actual labor. Just as concerningly, adversaries like China are abusing universal birthright citizenship and practicing birth tourism to nestle deeper into U.S. society, which carries security concerns. In 2018, Georgetown Law's O'Neill Institute wrote the following, quote, women from foreign countries, mainly China and Russia, are paying tens of thousands of dollars to temporarily relocate to the United States during their pregnancy in order to give birth in the United States and thereby guarantee U.S. citizenship for their child. To shed light on the magnitude of this abuse, China hosts over 500 companies offering birth tourism services, resulting in more than 50,000 Chinese nationals delivering babies in the United States every year, according to a 2019 estimate. The Constitution does not require us to allow this practice, and we should not. Even late Senate Democrat Majority Leader Harry Reid recognized the disastrous policy implications of birthright citizenship as he opposed automatic citizenship for children born to foreigners. He said the following in a 1993 speech on the Senate floor, quote, if making it easy to be an illegal alien isn't enough, how about offering a reward for being an illegal immigrant? No sane country would do that, right? End quote. He continued, guess again, if you break our laws by entering this country without permission and give birth to a child, we reward that child with U.S. citizenship and guarantee a full access to all public and social services this society provides. And that's a lot of services. That is Harry Reid, the former Democrat leader in the United States Senate. Senator Reid was right in his observation. No sane country would enable a foolish policy like automatic citizenship to children born to foreigners, especially illegal aliens. Congress should heed his warning. Put simply, the framers of the 14th Amendment did not intend for universal citizenship to children born to all classes of foreigners. Nor did the judges in Wong Kim Ark case rule on the question of citizenship beyond the children of lawful permanent residents, including those born to illegal aliens and temporary visitors. And there's one more point I'd like to make in closing. Congress is where the debate over birthright citizenship should be happening. In fact, my friend from Texas, Representative Brian Babin, has legislation, the Birthright Citizenship Act, that would fix this policy gap and restore the practice of granting U.S. citizenship as was intended in the 14th Amendment. Section 8 of Article 1 and Section 5 of the 14th Amendment grant us power over questions of citizenship. President Trump's executive order rightly returns that power to us. And in doing so, it returns us to the reasonable common sense interpretation of the 14th Amendment when it was ratified in 1868. I now recognize the ranking member, Ms. Scanlon, for her opening statement.
Mr. Chairman, since this is our first hearing of the new Congress, I'd like to say that I am anticipating